guys. So let's see what are the things we are going to see for this chapter. In this chapter, we are going to see about the operators and its precedence. So what is an operator and what are the types of operators, and how it is going to help us in programming, and how priority each operator is. Okay. So as in our last lecture, we have seen how to comment these things. Instead of deleting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment everything. Control A, Control K, Control C. Okay, so let me go to the working window clearly. Oh, let's this one. So I'll remove this. So in variables, what we are going to say is we are going to see about math operators and operators and logical operators and its precedence. Okay. So I don't have to do these math operators here. I guess I can directly go here and I can say like 4 plus 5 gives me 9, 4 star 4 star 5 gives me 20, 5 divided by 1 gives me 5, and 5 minus 2 gives me 2. So the math operators works as usual in JavaScript, which are plus, minus, star, and slash. So if you want to see that in programming, we can say var bigger number equals 54 and var smaller number equals 23. Oops, I made a mistake here. Okay, and that mistake has given me one more tip which I have to give you guys. I'll say after this. So console dot log bigger number minus smaller number. 54 minus 23 is 31. That should be printed here. Yep. Okay. So the tip which I was about to give you is, while we were seeing about the variable names, one more thing I missed is we should not give reserved key names for a variable. For example, you should not give function. If you give function, it automatically throws an error. Okay, so you can't give if, can't give else. Okay, so these are some reserved keywords in JavaScript we should not give. Okay, so that will take us to the next logical operator. Okay. Again, we'll take bigger number, smaller number. Let me console dot log of bigger number greater than smaller number. Is it? In this case, it should give us true. Our logical operator returns not the value, it returns whether it is, the condition is true or false. And in this case, it should return true. If we add a smaller number with another smaller number with another smaller number, so 3 times of 23 is more than the bigger number. So in our case, it should return false. Okay. Or instead of this, what you can do is into 3. This gives us false. If I do 2, it becomes 46 and it becomes true here. Okay, so now I have combined logical operator greater than with our math operator star. Okay, so again we have greater than less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So you would have seen I would have put 3 equals instead of 2. Okay, so if I do one time, it does something like assigning smaller number value to bigger number value, but if I do 2 times, it is going to compare. If I do 3 times, it is going to compare. So what is the difference between 2 equals and 3 equals? I'll explain this in our future video, on which we'll clearly see what these two does. Okay, so in this case we have greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and this one is for comparison. Sorry, 3 times. This takes us to the last topic of this chapter, and which is called as the precedence. So precedence you would have seen already, and that precedence is called as if there are a set of operators present, where should I give the priority? For example, if you see our if I control Z, it takes me back to the previous scenario. Okay, so this was our scenario. Here multiplication is done first, then it is comparing it with a bigger number. Just think about a scenario, if multiplication is done second, bigger number is greater than smaller number, so it would return true, and true will be multiplied by 3, which is of no sense. Okay, so for that we have some priority set already, which is called as precedence. So here multiplication will be done first. Okay, this takes us to the next question. If there are a set of operators, for example, bigger number plus smaller number into smaller number, what happens here? So in this case, this is plus and this is star, in which I have to give importance. If this scenario arises, it directly gives star the precedence, I mean the more priority. To understand this, I'll show you MDN precedence. They have a table here, operator precedence, in which they clearly explain it should be given more. Okay, so in this case, multiplication should be given more priority. 14, I mean number with higher value gets the more priority. Multiplication should be done first and addition should be done second, because this is 13. So in our case, what happens? Instead of bigger number plus smaller number into this one, first we will multiply this and the plus is going to be added here. In our case, let me take this. So smaller number is 23, right? So 23 into 23 equals 429 plus 54 equals, you should get the answer of 583 if we go to our document. Okay, so if plus is if you think, I mean, if your business logic is something like you have to first add a bigger number and smaller number, then multiply. Bigger number is 54 and the smaller number is 23, which gives you 77, and if you multiply that with smaller number, you will get 1771, which was not printed in the screen. That's because multiplication happened first, then addition happened. Okay, so due to some business scenario, if you want this addition to be happen first, what you have to do is simply you have to put a bracket over here. So in this case, the bracket happens first and the multiplication happens second. Again, if you go to the operator precedence one, it will say grouping will be of more priority. So if there's a grouping, that will be taken more priority. To make this very simple, just take this formula BODMAS, BODMAS. So BODMAS is bracket of, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So bracket of will be taken first, then division precedence will be taken, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. This is how the priority goes. Okay, so with this formula you can crack any precedent problems if you face in future. Okay, that's all for this lecture, guys, regarding the precedence. Okay, one more thing. I missed to add one more operator here, which is type of. If I do type of bigger number, this is giving me number. So if in case if it is a string, this is showing me string. So type of will get you what sort of variable you have created. I mean what values assigned to that variable. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one class, I guess. So that's all for this chapter as well as this module, guys. So that's all from me for this module. Let's meet on next module, in which we will see some more coding challenges and some more good things about JavaScript and some good basics about JavaScript. Once we are very good in basics, we'll go some deeper into understand how JavaScript is going to work. So again in the next module we'll have set of coding challenges, and again we'll understand the basic operators and other stuffs in JavaScript. Once we are very good at that, we'll proceed to the next part. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys.